Good day, everybody. No choice. There's no choice but to have a good day. You don't need a diagnosis or a car accident or anything like that to know what a good day is once you've done the work. So this morning we'll just go through what we've essentially done and where we're going to, which is a beautiful, beautiful place. So far we just need to know, and I think that's the trick, the game of being a human being so far down, so many millions and millions of sunrises and sunsets, just perfect, never changing. And then we pop along and we make decisions when we're 12 and we stick to those decisions, and worse still, we defend them. We'll defend mindsets that have been indoctrinated upon us by parents, by schools, by cultures and societies. And some of them are wrong. I mean, come on. Apartheid in South Africa, come on. Why is one person better than the other, really? And, we just didn't understand each other. And I think that the mix of people really comes from that story of Babylon, where people were mixed up, their languages were mixed up and so on. Quite frankly, so much of the work that we would do here in each generation is to actually overcome the separation, overcome the differences that we see in absolutely everybody and everything that we don't think shares our opinions. But at the end of the day, we all share the same opinions. We all have the same purpose. Can't go around looking for our purpose at a certain age anymore. It's just too ridiculous. Our purpose is, of course, the same. It's to contribute, to one day put your shoulders back and say to yourself, well, I could just sit here, I could just do nothing, I could just stay the same, not face these big questions like stress and personalities and how to overcome these things. But that's the work. It's for you to wake up before you leave your body behind. So it's to leave your body behind once while you're still alive. And how we do that is through meditation. How we do that is through contemplation. Look at the tree twice. Consider the apple that you eat twice. This time wondering where it comes from and where it's going and what part you have to play in it. That's the conscious side of life. Life is not about just taking and taking and taking and consuming. And we can see that people do think that way today. And then they become lost. They wake up in a nightmare and they think that the world itself is a nightmare. This massive, massive universe is heaven. That heaven, the kingdom of heaven is within. It resides within each of us when we take a second look at the apple or the tree or the brook or the sunrise. When we can contemplate that we're upside down on a blue marble, we become free. We don't become full of fear. It's when we don't look at the fact that we're upside down, not knowing where we're going, where we're from, why this is all happening deeply. You've got to love it, and that's the message. You've got to love this life. It is ridiculously full of each and every experience you could imagine. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But somehow, somewhere, there's a purpose and a calling that says, don't give in. Keep going. And the question is really going where? Heaven. Heaven here, heaven over there. If there's heaven inside, that's where you're going. Of course, being a person with a Christian base, myself, a perennial Christian, if you like, who is open to every religion, open to people who haven't had the luxury of learning how to read and write and understanding that they're just like us. They have the same compass inside, the same jewel in the lotus, the same light that shines. And it shines within, and we think it's dark in there. So we stop looking, of course, when we're teenagers, and then we do this work. And I really, really do understand that everything is becoming more and more conscious. There's a story of the redwood trees in Yellowstone National Park, and These trees are absolutely massive, very, very tall, and some of them are on massive mountainsides, and the weather's extreme in Yellowstone. And these redwood trees have survived far longer than we can even imagine, tens of thousands of years these trees are old. And how they do it is by connecting. The roots of the trees underground connect. They wrap around each other. So the new trees, the small trees, and the big, mighty old trees connect their roots together and are able to stand the test of time. And that connection is exactly what we're doing. We all want to appear like ducks on water, and underneath we're kicking wildly. And that stunting of who we are, we can't even talk about who we really are. We can't talk about our fears, or people think we're weak, or we're powerless, or not sticking with the plan. Anytime you don't stick with the plan or do what you think you're supposed to do in your culture or society, there comes a backlash. But seekers seek out backlash. We're not afraid of backlash anymore. Fear itself is false evidence appearing real that makes us forget everything and run, or, of course, face everything and recover. I love the millions of acronyms around. Fear really does, as A Course in Miracles says, create a state that does not exist. A Course in Miracles says that only perfect love exists. If there is fear, it produces a state that does not exist. Believe this and you will be free. Someone wrote that down. How intense, how marvelous that we get to read that. If there is fear, it produces a state that does not exist. Believe this and you'll be free. So a major contribution of creating miracles in your life is finding the strength, the wisdom, and the knowledge to release yourself from fear, from a false sense of isolation, separation, deprivation, and powerlessness, or lack of any kind. We're just not lacking. Every day we get up and we strive for more. That's in our nature, and that's good. We want to grow and we want to contribute. Those are two main spiritual needs, to grow and contribute. So that's okay, but at the same time, we're carried across in this life. Do nothing, you're being done, is essentially what's happening here, and it's all good news at the end of the day. And people have forgotten that. So, going back, let's go back to the Torah. We can go back to any of the texts. All the texts believe in love. All the sacred texts, all the mystics, monks, all the prophets, they all say the same thing, about perfect love casting out fear. And, don't buy into what the prophets and these mystics have said. And you're just not going to get there. That stressed culture that we're learning about at the moment, the stressed society, is or has been created by rationalism. People who thought they were incredibly rational and they were going to reform us into living a good life, stress-free life. Well, kind of hasn't worked. There's more stress than there's ever been. And, if you listen to the work, Brilliant Sanity is definitely emerging, and we'll get into that in a minute. And rationality is dead. I think, therefore I am. It's just ridiculous by Descartes. I think, therefore I am. No. The joke is on us. It's just I am. Thinking. IQ. Ridiculous. It gets us nowhere. It gets us stressed. It gets us into fear. It's just a beginning. And in fact, please remember that your body is just a beginning. The material world is just a beginning. And there is a new heaven and a new earth, as Eckhart Tolle reminds us. And we're going there. There's a massive, massive shift. Thus the term, of course, paradigm shift. And you're part of it. You're in the middle of it. And it's the most beautiful thing that we're in this together. So don't read the whole Bible. Don't live a full life. But you can just, dip your toes into it and you'll see. Look at Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created heavens and earth. Now here's the catch, He said, let there be light. God saw that there was light and it was good. All right? Then, of course, the seas were made and God saw it and said it was good. All right? Then vegetation and plants and all sorts of things and fruit bearing this and that were made and God saw it was good. Then the moon and the stars came into being and it was good. It was good, 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 good is said 5 times. Okay? All the way through to let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. So the whole point is where we get lost is we forget that it's good. Someone tells you it's bad, and then all of a sudden you're telling someone else that it's bad. This is the poison from the snake bite in the Garden of Eden. And we've got to get rid of the poison, and the antidote is the poison cannot harm us. We're in the image of God, okay? Anything like that is not born to die. And really, although we can't get into it too much now, you'll see for yourself that the end of life is slowly becoming a celebration, even for people who've never had any religion or spiritual beliefs themselves. They get it. They get it in the end. And the hospice workers and the nurses and these beautiful people are helping people experience what we've always experienced, another transition. We were afraid going to school. And so it carried on and on and on. We were afraid of leaving home. And that's not going to end until we die. But perfect love casts out fear. And this is the work that is being done. Beautiful, beautiful work, surrender, acceptance, and love from people who've led what? A good life. So what is a good life? Being part of good, not bad. And it really is summed up by Alexander Stoliatzin, who said, you can resolve to live your life with integrity. Let your credo be this. Let the lie come into the world. Let it even triumph, but not through me. That is the purpose. That is our job and our task. Is that when we get into the hospice, we're still connecting like those redwood trees. We're still believing, we're hoping, faith, hope, trust, pixie dust, and we're moving towards our next steps. We do not put out our light. Rather we choose. I put before you life and death, choose life. That's a big one. And we're going to choose life, which is love, light, and not letting the lie come into the world, into your heart anymore, from today. And that's a decision that you can make right now, a decision that makes all the difference in the world. So to do this properly, we really need to unknot our mind. So on this subject of living and dying, I'd like to read you just something that, we opened the book of The Power of Contemplative Intelligence with. It's written by Sogyal Rinpoche from the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. And he said, devote the mind to confusion, and we know only too well, if we're honest, that it will become a dark master of confusion, adept in its addictions, subtle and perversely supple in its slaveries. Devoted in meditation to the task of freeing itself from illusion, and we will find that with time, patience, discipline, and the right training, the paradigm shift, our mind will begin to unknot itself and know its essential bliss and clarity. Okay, and on the subject of bliss and clarity, I was asked, what do I think it is? What is life about? What attainment are you looking for? And I responded with Sat Chit Ananda, which is truth, consciousness, and bliss. These are all, this is Sanskrit that was spoken of thousands and thousands of years ago. And of course, this is Hindu wisdom called Brahman. Brahman just simply means God eternal. And of course, if we're not born into a culture of Hindu, we throw it out like a baby with the bathwater, which is foolish. We don't throw out truth because of fear, Just remember, if it's true, it has to be true everywhere. So that dualistic mind that we are born with cannot contain that everything is included. It must take sides. There has to be a border in the middle, but of course there is no border. There's only thoughts of borders. There's only stressful thoughts. So dualistic thinking really is the egoic operating system, and we've really got to get past it. We've got to get past our binary, either or thinking. Of course, everything is 0 and 1, so it's binary. A word that we're hearing a lot of today as people get confused even about their gender. That confused person just wants to learn by comparison, opposition, and differentiation. Good and evil, smart, stupid, male, female, they, them, pretty, ugly, whatever it's going to be. But things are not quite like that when you awaken. That mind cannot process things like mystery, infinity. It needs a tit-for-tat system, a good and evil system. But we must realize that we become one in love. Sat Chit Ananda is, of course, the truth that will set you free. Consciousness, which is what you're doing every day, you're doing right now, for a very, very divine reason. And then bliss, a heavenly-like state that we've been speaking about. Bliss is our true nature and our true state, and where we go when there's no fear. It's about pure knowledge, pure awareness and consciousness. And that really is our theme today. That's where we need to go. We cannot sit here like frightened dogs in the corner, especially as the world, of course, speeds up. How do we know it's speeding up? There are more and more people in it. There's more and more being done, and that's for good reason. If time was shortened to save us, all the souls that were coming a little later on have been pushed a little bit forward through time, and we're getting the job done. It's another piece of evidence that there's a lot going on here for all of us. And the best part about it is that it's good. It's better than good, it's bliss. So on that note, let's move into just a simple contemplative meditation, and let's slow down and take a breath. Let's do the work together. Let's try to remember that thoughts and emotions by themselves are just momentary. They possess no life of their own. And by clinging to these thoughts that create emotions, we prolong their stay really. So let's get still, let's relax. Now, meditation has many definitions. One of them from the East is that it puts all the pieces of who you are together. And that's what we do now. It really puts the mind in its place and the emotions follow. So being still and relaxing deeply, deeply as we are now, all we need to do is breathe. Breathe normally. Just remember that breath, be conscious of it and say, of course, thank you. Be thankful that the next one is coming. It always does without fail. Now, let's sit for a moment and take our brain waves on a little bit of a journey. Let's imagine for a moment that the world is a peaceful and beautiful place is evolving, growing. It really is waking up more now than ever before. It's time. Enjoy your peaceful mind, peaceful body. A clear body, a clear mind. Imagine you're living in the most beautiful, marvelous, blissful, joyful and wondrous world that humanity has ever seen. Imagine the transformation. The transformation that we could not even have imagined to this degree before. You're one of billions, not thousands, not millions, absolute billions of people experiencing a paradigm shift. Everybody, one way, shape or form, is experiencing the shift. There's a collective consciousness if we just get still and do what we're doing as we breathe, soften or close our eyes, and relax. In some way, we connect. You're one of these beautiful people. Wow. Wow. Now imagine within just a few generations, everyone will get to experience this shift. As we transform and change, everyone gets to experience this shift in consciousness, this waking up. Waking up to a beautiful, beautiful world. Just relax. Imagine you're really part of this bigger story that's going on. Something we're not really conscious of often. This major happening. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're starting to really know who they are. Spiritual beings having a human experience. Not human beings looking for a spiritual experience. That paradigm is closed. Just relax. Know now, with your commitment to sitting here, listening and growing, that there is an essence and a resonance growing within you. The essence of who you really are just can be felt. It's so big and powerful, but it still can be felt in the quiet just a little. I want you to imagine now the billions of people. Some of them are sitting in caves in the Himalayas. They're sitting there for 8 hours, 5 hours, 2 hours, 18 hours. They're doing the work of resonating their energy across space and time. There are monks in monasteries doing the same thing, waking at 4 a.m. and meditating and praying for you and me, for everyone. These people are praying and meditating, which is just giving and receiving for us. They are resonating energy like you cannot imagine, just as you are doing now, like a battery, 1 in a billion batteries, cells of energy. And they'll get up at 4 tomorrow and they'll change the world. Imagine for yourself that the paradigm shift is coming. We're crossing the tipping point. And as you sit there, know that you are too. You're past the tipping point. You're awakening spiritually. Look at what is being created all over the world. Day and night, it never ceases. Where it's day here, it's night there. Where it's 4 a.m. over here, it's 4 p.m. over there. Our monks, our mystics, are tuning into their breathing, remembering the essence of who they really are. Everything you do and everything you say is not lost. Life that some once thought was meaningless is so full of meaning, so much bigger than we could ever understand. Just relax. The universe is waiting for us to wake up. What a loving gift. What a kind gift. So many sunrises and sunsets. So many billions of us. So much time. So much space. Infinite in nature, just like you. Nothing ever dies, and nothing's ever lost. Nothing is ever meaningless. I want you to imagine for a moment. I want you to imagine that every thought, feeling, every thought, feeling, everything you do is part of your spiritual awakening and the awakening of everyone else. Totally and utterly relax. In the first half of life, we're believers in chance, in luck, in accidents, in all things random. Yet at the same time, we believe in relativity and cause and effect in the universe. To be on purpose, that is magic. To take purposeful, intentional actions from today, like this one, is divine. It's divine. We replace certainty with uncertainty. This is all that religion's been trying to teach us. Belief is necessary. Belief, that is magic. A mind that surpasses all understanding, that is magic. We become unlimited. Even with your imagination, you become unlimited. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Let it out with your past. That is magic. Breathe normally and know. Know that we're using this time together and far beyond as you relax here, being here now. Today we know. We looked at life as a 500-piece puzzle. It's a million-piece puzzle. And we're one of the pieces. That is magic. The lie is that we're not divine. The lie is that we're not an image of God, an imago Dei. Nothing is ever meaningless. It's totally and utterly relax. Let's breathe and be. Just hear nothing but this meditation. Just feel nothing but this meditation. All the stress leaves your body. Just relax. Let your entire body move into a relaxed state. Just relax. Feel pins and needles. Feel energy pricks at the end of your fingers and toes. All you are is this meditation. It's the only place you need to be. You're not a body. You merely live in a body. We're going to expand our level of awareness. In this meditation, we're going to expand our consciousness, hearing every word that's being said, every emotion that's being felt is being recorded in your body, heart, mind. You're totally relaxed. You're totally relaxed. Totally relaxed. Everything in the universe is connected to you. There's only one power in the whole universe, and you're an expression of that power. Totally relaxed. We get into harmony with such power. And that power moves into our lives. It replaces powerlessness, the human condition of powerlessness. Totally relaxed. Nothing is created or destroyed, and we've known that for centuries. We're here to create. We're here to create with the Creator. What an invitation. Past generations have not quite accepted. All we needed to do was love and not fear. And this is the paradigm shift. All the power in the universe is within you. All the wisdom and knowledge and power of the universe is within us. This life is unlimited. You're unlimited. Free from the prison of the mind. All we ever do is become conscious of what we have. We never lack anything. We just become conscious of what we have. And as we become more and more conscious, we get more and more of what we want and need. That is explained by evolution. In the natural state, the evidence is all around you. The universe is expanding. You know it's expanding. And you don't think you are too. Where would we fit in? Everything you want is already here. Material form is the slowest energy. But if you want it, it's here. It's merely a matter of getting in harmony with that energy. As you think in your heart and your soul, so are you. Not your personality, not your ego. All the wisdom and power that there ever was or ever will be is yours, here and now, today. In fact, it's already here. It's just connection. Connection that we seek today to that eternal power. Allow a beautiful emotional feeling of connection and freedom to flow through you. Just become lighter and lighter. Let go. There is peace beyond understanding, and we can connect to it with confidence. Let go. You know it in every cell of your body. As you open your mind, as you open your body, your heart, this creative power flows into your body. No, it just flows in. Let go. It's priceless, priceless. You're capable of doing anything you put your body, heart, mind to. That confidence fills your body with gratitude and joy. Wow. Now you are starting to understand. Understand things beyond anything you've ever been aware of. Why? Because it's time. It's time for you. It's time for the entire world to experience the shift. The shift that just a few generations from now, everyone will experience. God wins, but only every time. You're starting to realize that you have infinite power that is locked into every fiber and cell of your being. Now we can become totally relaxed. I want you to feel the creative, loving, beautiful energy of reality. This is what it feels like. Experience the feeling of bliss, of Sat, Chit, Ananda, of calmness of mind, of connection with reality, expressed in the feeling of bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Becoming stronger and more powerful. That is what the eye in the physical cannot see. It sees the opposite. It sees oblivion for the body and the aged mind. But you're becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And there's a beautiful feeling coming over you. Absolute warmth and bliss. So we relax and we breathe in confidence, in belief and faith. All of this massive universe is unfolding for us and with us and on purpose. From today, we're going to take this energy with us. We're going to take this wisdom and this knowing with us so that we don't even need to believe. We know. We just know, even if we can't put it into words. We know. The old conditioned way of living is gone for you and you're free. From today, you live the way you know you can live. It's subtle. It's beautiful. No longer do we people please, wear masks, play our roles. That's part of life that is dissolved and integrated into the new you. The awakened you. The you above form, beyond personality. We were once tin soldiers. Tin soldiers looking for courage. Courage we have now found. You live the way you want to live. Well, let's count to 10. Every single number. 1, to 9 to 0. Infinite numbers. We'll count to 10, and with each number, we'll relax and connect to who we truly are. All we need to do is remember our essence in times of trouble, in uncertain times. Just remember who you really are. That is safety beyond certainty. That is a guarantee beyond anything that we would ever need. I just need to remember who I am. So let's count. As we end our meditation, let's breathe, relax, and relax a little more. 1. Start to breathe and relax even more. 2, 3, 4. Connect to the power more than you ever have before. Let go. Connect to the beautiful and very loving and kind power of the universe. Don't be afraid, just connect. Let go. See a picture of pure power surrounding you, beautiful light right now. Relax into it. Relax and breathe and be as we count. 5, 6. Let go. All this power and energy is flowing through you. Your body, heart, mind is clear and in control. Breathe and move to 7, to 8. Let go. Feel the power and confidence as you move to 9. Let go. Now we connect. We connect to energy, essence, and 10. We awake into brilliant sanity. Let go. Into being, into blessing. Let go. Namaste.